How do I feel regarding the outcome of our bets the past 2 days? Enter expletive here. Yo, what up, everyone? It's your boy Debo with Debo's Picks. Let's recap yesterday's picks real quick and move the hell on. Now, you see down below, I got my 5-player flex. I'm going to use that to go over the plays I gave out yesterday. So let's get right into it, starting over with Josiah Gray. We had him going over 5.5 strikeouts. He finished with 3. After the first inning, he had 2 strikeouts, so it seemed like he was well on his way to going over. But what do you get with Josiah Gray? Mr. Inconsistency. He's either on one or not, and them shits are far and few between. And against the Marlins in his previous starts, he's gotten over this prop bet, but not for us yesterday, so he can move that hell on. Then we had Aaron Nola going over his strikeout prop of 7.5. He ended up finishing with 8, so he got the over on that. And he got that against the last batter, so that was cutting it close. Same thing with Garrett Cole World, had him going over 7.5 strikeouts. He too finished with 8 and got that against the last batter he faced. Then we had Chris Bassett case, who went 8 strong innings, gave up 1 run. You would think, oh, damn, he was definitely on one, got us over the 5 strikeout prop. Definitely went over his fan score of 38.5. Not the case. He only had 2 strikeouts. And you would think pitching in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, a ballpark that he's very familiar in playing in, being that he used to play for the A's, going up against a team that's inside the top 5 as worse in striking out against right-handed pitchers, and inside the top 5, if not the worst, in team batting average. So it didn't make any sense to me. The lines were definitely lined up for him to have a monster game. Not the case. I mean, he did in a reality sense, but not from a betting standpoint. So he too can move the hell on. And then we had Carlos Rodon going over his strikeout prop of 7.5. He ended up finishing with 7. Some of y'all might have gotten it because it did drop down to 7, so it was a push. Either way, it's still an L at the end of the day. He only went 4 in the third. He seemed like he was on one to get those double-digit strikeouts against the Arizona Diamondbacks, but he ended up losing control of his pitches, went deep in the counts, walking batters. He got the quick hook, and that was that. Like I said, I want to move the hell on. And with that said, let's get right into today's pick, starting off with Jake DeGrom. And yes, I'm taking his strikeout prop, but I'm also going to mirror every play I'm giving you guys to have his fantasy score as well. So I'm playing both sides. And let's get right into it. Jake DeGrom going over 9 strikeouts. And I'm pairing him up with Framber Valdez going over 38.5 fantasy points. That's my favorite 2-player deal. Then I got a 3-player deal consisting of Jake DeGrom going over his 9 strikeouts, Corbin Burnes going over 7.5 strikeouts, and Framber Valdez going over his fantasy score of 38.5. Then I got another 3-player deal consisting of Jake DeGrom going over his strikeout prop of 9, Framber Valdez going over 38.5 fantasy points, and Logan Gilbert going over 36.5 fantasy points. And lastly, I got my 5-player deal consisting of Jake DeGrom going over his strikeout prop of 9, Corbin Burnes going over his strikeout prop of 7.5, Framber Valdez going over fantasy score of 38.5, Logan Gilbert going over his fantasy score of 36.5, and lastly, my boy, Red Boy, Merrill Kelly going over 5.5 strikeouts. Those are my picks for today, guys. Now, I'm also going to give them my NFL picks later today, maybe tonight, depending on how my day goes. I do have some picks lined up, but I'll give them out, like I said, later on tonight. So, best of luck. I'll see y'all later on. Peace.